What if I told you that starting potty training just 1 month too early could actually add an entire year to the process? It's true. Studies show that children who start when they display true readiness signs train successfully in about 3 to 6 months, while those who started too early often drag the process out for 12 months or more. Don't make the costly mistake that leads to frustration, power struggles, and months of extra messes. In this video, I'm sharing the 5 definitive signs your toddler is truly ready, so you can train faster, easier, and save yourself a massive headache. The first sign your toddler is ready for potty training is physical readiness, and this is absolutely foundational. Your child's body needs to be developmentally capable before you even think about starting. Here's what to look for. Can your toddler stay dry for at least 1 to 2 hours at a time? Check their diapers throughout the day. If they're consistently staying dry for these stretches, or if they're waking up dry from naps, that's a huge green light. It means their bladder muscles are developed enough to hold urine. Next, look at their bowel movements. While not every child will show this, regular and somewhat predictable bowel movements can make the process easier. If your child tends to poop around the same time each day, you'll know when to encourage them to use the potty. Here's another big one. Can they pull their pants up and down by themselves? This seems simple, but it's crucial for independence. You don't want to be rushing to help them with their pants every single time. And finally, do they have the physical coordination to walk to the bathroom and sit down on the potty safely? They need to be stable walkers with good balance and control. Now, here's something important to remember. Your child doesn't need to show every single sign perfectly. These work together as a picture of readiness. If your child isn't showing most of these physical signs yet, their body simply isn't ready, and pushing forward will only lead to accidents and frustration. The second sign is cognitive understanding. Your toddler needs to mentally grasp what's happening with their body and what you're asking them to do. First, can your child follow simple, 2-step instructions? Things like, go get your shoes and bring them here, or pick up the toy and put it in the box. If they can do this consistently, it shows they have the cognitive ability to understand the potty training process. Do they know basic body parts? Can they point to their nose, belly, and yes, their bottom? More importantly, do they have words for pee and poop? Whether they say the actual words or use their own toddler terms doesn't matter. What matters is that they can identify and communicate about these bodily functions. Here's the really important part. Can your child recognize the urge to go before it happens? You'll notice this when they start pausing during play, holding themselves, squatting, fidgeting, or doing that classic potty dance. Some toddlers even hide behind furniture or go to a specific corner when they need to go. They're becoming aware of the sensation and connecting it to what's about to happen. This awareness is absolutely critical. Another sign of this awareness is if they're starting to notice when their diaper is wet or dirty. They might pull at it, tell you about it, or show discomfort. This means they're recognizing the connection between the sensation and the result. And finally, can they communicate their needs to you? This doesn't have to be in perfect sentences. It could be a word, a sign, pointing, or even a specific look. As long as they have some way to tell you, I need to go, they're cognitively ready. Without this cognitive understanding, your child won't make the connection between the feeling of needing to go and actually using the potty. They'll have accidents simply because they don't understand what's expected. So watch for these signs before you start. The third sign your toddler is ready is their interest and awareness, and this one can be a game changer. When your child starts showing genuine curiosity about the potty, they're telling you they're ready to learn. So what does this look like? Does your toddler follow you or other family members into the bathroom? Are they asking questions about what you're doing? Do they want to watch and imitate? This natural curiosity is huge. They're observing, learning, and starting to understand that this is something they'll do too. Some children will even pretend to use the potty with their toys or dolls, which shows they're processing and imitating what they see. Another clear sign is if they're expressing discomfort about wearing a wet or dirty diaper. They might tell you immediately when they've gone, try to take the diaper off themselves, or show visible signs of being bothered by it. This discomfort is actually a positive sign because it means they're aware and ready for a cleaner alternative. Watch for excitement about underwear. Does your child want to wear big kid underwear like their older siblings, friends, or even like mom and dad? Are they talking about it or asking for it? This desire to be like the bigger kids shows they're mentally connecting potty training with growing up, and that motivation is incredibly powerful. You might also notice them talking about the potty, pointing it out, or wanting to sit on it even with their diaper on. Some toddlers will even bring you diapers or wipes when they need to be changed, showing they understand the routine and want to participate. Here's another interesting one. Does your child hide when they need to poop or pee? Maybe they go behind the couch, into a corner, or another room for privacy. This hiding behavior actually shows awareness. They know what's about to happen and are seeking privacy, which means they understand the process, they're just doing it in their diaper instead of the potty. When your child is showing interest, they're much more likely to cooperate with the process. But if they're showing fear of the toilet, resistance, or absolutely no interest at all, that's your cue to wait. Forcing a child who isn't interested usually backfires with power struggles and setbacks. The fourth sign is behavioral maturity, and this is often overlooked but absolutely essential. Your toddler needs a certain level of emotional regulation and cooperation for potty training to succeed. First, can your child sit still for 2 to 5 minutes? Potty training requires them to sit on the potty and wait, sometimes without anything happening right away. If your toddler can't sit still for even a couple of minutes during story time or a meal, they're going to struggle sitting on the potty. Next, are they generally cooperative with daily routines? Think about getting dressed, brushing teeth, or washing hands. If they follow these routines without major battles most of the time, that's a good sign. Potty training is just another routine, and if everything else is a constant fight, adding potty training to the mix will only create more conflict. Here's another important one. Is your child showing a desire for independence? Are they saying, "Me do it," or wanting to do things themselves? This independent streak is actually perfect for potty training because it motivates them to master this new skill on their own. Also, is your child eager to please you? Do they show pride when you praise them for accomplishments? Do they like making you happy? This emotional readiness, wanting your approval and feeling good about achievements, can be a huge motivator during potty training. Children who enjoy praise and positive attention tend to respond really well to the encouragement that comes with potty training success. And this is critical. Is your child going through any major transitions right now? Things like a new sibling arriving, moving to a new house, starting daycare, or parents separating. If yes, now is not the time to start potty training. Major life changes create stress and regression. Wait until things settle down and your child feels secure again. Also consider where your child is developmentally. Are they in an intense oppositional phase where no is their favorite word? If they're in the thick of the terrible 2s or 3s and resisting everything, potty training will likely become another power struggle. It's better to wait a few months until they're more cooperative. Behavioral maturity means your child has the patience, cooperation, and emotional readiness needed to learn this new skill. Without it, you're setting yourself up for frustration on both sides. The fifth and final sign is emotional readiness, and this ties everything together. Your toddler needs to be in the right emotional place to handle the ups and downs of learning this new skill. First, does your child express pride in their accomplishments? When they build a tower, complete a puzzle, or learn something new, do they get excited and want to show you? This pride in achievement is crucial because potty training comes with successes and setbacks, and they need to feel motivated by their wins to keep going. Are they generally wanting to please you? Do they light up when you praise them? Do they seek your approval and feel good about making you happy? Children who are motivated by positive attention from their parents tend to do much better with potty training because every success becomes a celebration. Now here's what to watch out for. Is your child showing excessive resistance or fear about the toilet? Some kids are scared of the flushing sound, afraid of falling in, or just generally fearful of the whole experience. If your child is showing real fear or anxiety, pushing them will only make it worse. Address the fear first, make the bathroom a comfortable place, and wait until they're more at ease. Also consider their overall emotional state. Is your child generally happy and secure, or are they going through a clingy, anxious, or extra sensitive phase? Emotional security matters. If they're already feeling uncertain or struggling emotionally, adding the pressure of potty training can overwhelm them. And think about their reaction to accidents or mistakes in other areas. When they spill something or make a mess, how do they respond? If they get extremely upset or shut down over small mistakes, they might struggle with the inevitable accidents that come with potty training. You want a child who can handle setbacks and bounce back without getting devastated or feeling ashamed. Remember, potty training involves accidents, and it requires resilience. Your child needs to be emotionally ready to handle the learning curve without it becoming a source of shame or anxiety. If they're not there yet emotionally, waiting a few more months can make all the difference. Now that you know the 5 signs, let's talk about why waiting for these signs actually matters so much. This isn't just about making things easier for you, though it absolutely does. It's about setting your child up for real success. Here's what the research and pediatric experts tell us. Children who start potty training when they're truly ready typically complete the process much faster and with far less frustration. We're talking about a significantly shorter timeline, often just a few months of focused training. But children who start before they're ready? The process drags on much longer, sometimes extending for a year or more of ongoing struggles, accidents, and resistance. Starting too early also increases the risk of some serious problems. Children who aren't ready may start withholding their bowel movements because they feel pressured or anxious. This can lead to constipation, which then becomes painful, which makes them withhold even more. It's a vicious cycle that can take months to resolve and sometimes requires medical intervention to break. You're also more likely to face prolonged struggles with accidents when training starts too early. And here's something important to know. Nighttime dryness develops on its own timeline, often much later than daytime control, sometimes not until age 3 to 7. But rushing daytime training can create anxiety that affects the overall process. And let's talk about the relationship impact. Potty training that starts too early often becomes a battleground. It turns into power struggles, tears, and stress for both of you. But when you wait for readiness, the process becomes more cooperative. Your child feels capable and proud instead of pressured and anxious. Think about it this way. Whether you start at 20 months or 28 months, most children achieve daytime dryness around the same age anyway. Starting early doesn't give you a head start, it just extends the struggle. Waiting for readiness means a smoother process with better long-term outcomes and a much happier experience for everyone involved. So what if your child isn't showing these signs yet? First, don't panic. Most children show readiness somewhere between 18 months and 3 years old, with the majority falling in that 2 to 3 year range. That's completely normal development. Boys often show readiness a few months later than girls, though it's worth noting that once training begins, both boys and girls typically complete the process around the same age, usually between 27 and 36 months. So any early difference evens out in the end. The worst thing you can do is compare your child to other kids. Your neighbor's child trained at 22 months? Great for them. Your child's timeline is their own, and pushing them to match someone else's schedule will only backfire. If preschool or daycare has age requirements, talk to them about your child's readiness. Many programs are flexible when they see you're actively working on it, though policies do vary, so it's worth confirming what their specific requirements are. And remember, a few extra months of waiting now means a much smoother transition when your child does start. In the meantime, you can build readiness skills. Read books about potty training together. Let them pick out their own potty or special underwear for later. Keep the bathroom door open so they can observe and learn naturally. Make it casual and pressure-free. You're planting seeds, not forcing growth. Trust your child's timeline. They will get there. Alright, let's recap. The 5 signs your toddler is ready for potty training are: physical readiness, cognitive understanding, interest and awareness, behavioral maturity, and emotional readiness. And remember, your child doesn't need to show every single sign perfectly, but they should be displaying most of them before you start. Waiting for these signs doesn't mean you're delaying your child's development, it means you're being smart. You're setting them up for a faster, easier process with fewer power struggles and better long-term success. So take a deep breath, let go of external pressure, and watch for these signs. When your child is ready, you'll know, and the process will be so much smoother than if you'd rushed it. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more practical parenting advice. Drop a comment and let me know which sign your toddler is showing or if you have questions about the process. Thanks for watching, and remember, patience now means success later. You've got this.